2023 is coming to an end. We have just one day left of this fantastic year, and let me tell you this, it was the craziest year for me and my team that we ever had in our lives. It had up and downs. It was just a crazy year. It was very hard to go through, to be honest, and a lot has happened, but the success was immense, and we were very happy with the results that we had in 2023. And that just goes to show, when you can dream it, you can achieve it. And we want to thank you, every single one of you, for supporting us on every platform, for all the things that you did. And I'm just very thankful to every single one of you. To kind of finish the year off in a very nice manner, I choose one of my most favorite cars ever, an Aston Martin. And this one is not just any Aston Martin, it's the Rapide, the first limousine that they ever presented, with a unbelievably beautiful color and beautiful hips. 6-liter V12, 477 horsepower and 600 Newton meter. You're going to hear about it right now. But there's one thing that I want to say in this video, and it's going to be a kind of a recap of the whole year 2023, the best moments that we have, the best cars and the worst moments that we had. So let's do that. Alright friends, the year is coming to an end and we found ourselves in the back of this Aston Martin Rapide. The first thing that I noticed are those door handles. Never seen that before. But we're here to talk about the year 2023. The craziest year of our entire life, man. It was absolutely crazy, with big highlights. Just a fantastic year. Started off very harsh with us not knowing exactly which car should we do, what should we do we have partnerships, etc. But it slowly and gradually just went up and people came up to us, and now we're just getting everything that we basically want. Every car we can drive, whatever we want. It's really impressive, and also the people and the engagement and the community was an absolute. It was incredible to see how much support we get, how much beautiful comments like "You're the new Jeremy Clarkson," "You're the best thing after Top Gear." It's really incredible to hear those things. And also we got some major milestones. We reached 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. We reached 300,000 subscribers almost at Instagram, and also 130,000 on TikTok. It's crazy. A lot of people, a lot of new things, a lot of beautiful things. But there are some highlights that we actually had, and I'm going to talk about the 5 cars that surprised me the most this year. And maybe some of you would agree and some would not agree, but I would say the number 5 of the cars that surprised me the most is the Alfa Romeo 4C. When I first got into the Alfa Romeo 4C, I thought, okay, it's going to be fun, you know, very light, 950 kilograms, 240 horsepower. But that thing was absolutely every man's dream. It was literally like a mini Ferrari. It was brilliant to experience. Then on my top 4 list was, of course, the BMW M5, man. You know, we drove the Huracan at the same day. And the M5 was just such an incredible car that we couldn't believe how could a car with 2 tons perform that well. The acceleration, left, right, turning in, braking, everything was just absolutely sick. And there was also a video that I posted on Instagram where you actually saw the M5 tailgating me in a Ferrari F12, and I wasn't driving really slow. It's just an incredible car. My number 3 pick would be, as I said before, the Ferrari F12. You know, the Ferrari F12 was literally, I mean, just driving that thing was absolutely insane. Over 700 horsepower, 740 horsepower, V12, Ferrari F1 transmission. It was incredible, and what we did with it, driving the McLaren and the Ferrari at the same point, that was one of the greatest experiences that we ever had. It was beautiful driving those pass roads, and I'll put a link on every single review into the description, so make sure to check it out. Now comes the very important thing. what would I say is my number 2? And this might spread some controversy, but my number 2 pick would be the Porsche 911 Turbo S 992. That thing is just, there's no words that can describe what the 911 did to us. I mean, my business partner, me, the camera crew, nobody could believe the sheer performance of that machine. It was mind-blowing. It was absolutely sick. I drove that thing 330 without a single problem, man. And it was a roadster. The sound you hear, the turbo noises, how it sucks in the air, it was just absolutely ridiculous. Turning into corners, braking, accelerating to 100, braking to 0 in 5 seconds. Everything is done. Absolutely sick. But now comes the big one. My number 1 pick for this year. And I'll explain to you why I picked that car. When I first got into it, when I first saw it, I expected it to be pretty fast. You know, I didn't think it was going to be sick. I thought it was going to be on the faster side, on a supercar level, but really not that extreme. And I'm talking about the BMW M4 CSL. It's my number 1 car because I could not believe that I was sitting in a BMW while driving that car. I really couldn't. It was just like I was riding a bull that was trying to kill me. It was insane. It was like riding a Mustang. It was just absolutely sick. You would never think that a BMW could perform that well. Turning into corners, the experience inside, the boost that they put into the S58 engine. My God, man, that was really a car that I would consider the worst and best thing that I drove this year. It was absolutely sick. And now we have to talk about the flops of this year. Well, there was a bunch of things that happened. I broke a 911's roof, for example. I did a couple of things, you know. But talking about cars, the 2 cars that disappointed me the most was my number 2 pick would be the Lamborghini Huracan. Somehow it was exactly like the R8, and I felt like the R8 was the better pick of both cars. It understeered terribly. It wasn't really emotional like I was used to with Italian cars. It really wasn't all that, man. It was just a hype car for no reason. I didn't like it at all. To be honest, I did not like it. The number 1 pick, the one that pissed me off the most, was the DS Automobiles DS3. God, when I think about this car, I'm just ready to puke, man. And I can't puke here into this beautiful Aston Martin. It was really so terrible to drive. You know, they sold it as this rally homage car, you know, 1.6 liter, 200 horsepower, manual gearbox, front wheel drive. You would thought, wow, beautiful hatchback going into corners. But that car was just really so bad. The quality was terrible. The gear ratio was the worst thing that ever happened on a small car ever. First gear going to 80, second gear going to 120 kph. What the fuck? I couldn't believe how bad that car was, man. Never buy that car. Never buy it in your whole life, okay? No matter if they gift it to you, just throw it away. Just the worst car I ever drove. Some honorable mentions, the Chevrolet Camaro. Although I liked it, the whole team just hated it. They said it was the worst car we ever had. I liked it. It was fun somehow. Another disappointment was, it isn't really a disappointment. I knew it was going to drive as a BMW, but I imagined the Supra, the latest Supra, to be a little bit different, you know, because the old one was really intense. And other things that were beautiful this year was the whole Audi thing, man. I mean, Audi was the first company that came up to us, and it's an absolute highlight. And they actually invited us to the Creators Days where they tested our capabilities. And after they have seen how we work and what we do and how much effort we put into this, they actually called us to go to with Audi, man. And it was incredible what they offered us. It was incredible. And they have balls. You know, they have balls because they know I do ruthless car interviews or car journalism. And they just told me, listen, if you don't like the car, If you don't like it, say it. Of course, we would be happy to hear that our car made it good and is a good car. But they didn't care if I talked shit or not. They said, okay, you do your thing. And it was incredible. It was incredible sitting with the designer and the product manager of that car, man, and saying whatever I wanted to say. It was an incredible experience, and Audi has my biggest respect for it. We trashed Mercedes-Benz a lot this year. They had to be trashed, of course, and that sums it up perfectly. The year was absolutely incredible. It was the best year of my life and the worst year because it was so hard. You would not believe it how hard it was, man. It was really hard to do all of this on the side. So hopefully you like our content. I would appreciate if you subscribe and help us out and check out all the videos. It's a beautiful thing, man. So thank you very much. That's it from us for 2023. Again, thank you very much for helping us out, supporting us and making this happen. It's a dream come true for me and my whole team. Thank you very much. And also a big shout out and massive thank you to Remo Auto, which is supporting us by lending us all of those beautiful cars like the Rapide you have seen in the video, or this Land Rover Defender, or the Audi Q8 here. Thanks a lot and see you in the next year. Goodbye.